So one of the things that I spend some of my money on is on eBay pen lots. And these are random lots of pens you could buy from sellers that presumably don't know enough about pens or don't have the time or inclination to research the ones that are selling. Sometimes there's great deals, sometimes you get pretty ripped off. So I wanted to go through another. I've done some videos like this in the past. So this is about a $25 lot I found. I took a flyer on it, and here's what we have. It's 3, 4, 8 pens. Just off the bat, there's very few descriptions in these. It's just like, oh, there's a pen from Rotring, there's a pen from Cross, and that's kind of it. So you have to visually identify it and then take a gamble. Let's go through them one by one. We'll see if it was worth it. First off, we have a Cross pen, all metal, chrome, with some old school lines. Pretty cool, not as heavy as it should be. It's a twist, which I don't love. Kind of a executive-ish pen. Does not feel as nice as it might look. I would put the value at, like maybe $6. Does not write. And we'll see what refill it uses. Kind of old school Cross refill. So, not really a great find there. Might be something I'll gift, but it's a little bit scratched up, so nothing too fancy. Name of this looks fancy. I can tell you from the weight and the lack of branding, it's definitely not. Another twist pen. Some writes, which I guess is a bonus. Not very well. No brand. I guess that disco ball effect is pretty cool. This one I would say has really no value. Like, I'd rather write with a Bic or Papermate that's new. So that's where I put it at no value. Here we have probably a Sheaffer, maybe. Oh yeah, there you go. It is a Sheaffer. Old school, hard plastic, that dense old plastic they used to use. A brushed metal. And this is a very cool mechanism. You click the cap, click the clip to retract and pull back the ink. That's very cool. You don't see those too much anymore. This is probably not a valuable pen. Like, you could find these all day long if you knew what you're looking for. But very cool. And it has this refill. This is like an old G2 or A2 or whatever refill. I wrote a refills guide recently on Unsharpened, so you can check that out. But very cool. This is very happy with this, although it's not particularly fancy. Works great. This is super satisfying. That's a great click. Then we have this. This is a Bradley. It's not a brand I'm familiar with. Just a skinny little metal pen. Again, twist. It writes, which is nice. Let's see if this one writes. Yeah, it writes rather nicely. This is kind of like, to me, it looks like a fake Cross. Nothing fancy. Again, yeah, Cross type refill. Maybe it's worth $1 or $2. I don't know, hard to say. This one I would say for me is it's a solid $8 pen. Now we have the kind of the gem of the collection. This is called a Rotring Core, and this is one you could visually identify very easily. And this is why I bought the lot, to be completely honest. I saw the Core. And these things go on their own for about $20, maybe $25, depending on condition. They might go up to $40 if you have the box and it's new in box and all that, but those are pretty rare. So to pick up a whole lot for $20 when this thing alone is worth $20, seemed like an okay deal to me. So the Core was a series in the, late 90s, early 2000s, and it uses this really odd cartoonish design, heavily tapered. It looks like a carrot. Clearly a bad idea, but funny and fun. Has a cool click. Sold in a fountain pen and a roller ball and a ballpoint. I think there might be a mechanical pencil as well. The fountain pen and the roller ball are the most desirable. So they have a big cap that looks kind of like this section right here. It's actually much cooler than the ballpoint, but I don't have this, so I figured, why not? And if this all is garbage, this thing has some okay resale value. Plus, it's one of those things I just always wanted and have never owned. And this is used as a standard Pilot G2, Parker G2 style refill. So can't be too bad, but you could always upgrade it, even if this refill doesn't work. So big pickup there. Again, worth at least 20. And this one's in good shape. I don't see any Mars on it. The aluminum's in good shape. A little bit of wear here, but that's just from the action. That's common. And then this is in, a little scuff here and there, but nothing bad. And it writes. You hear it rattle. It's like not a great design, it's just funny. It's like cool that they would ever do this, but also insane. Here we have a Parker Jotter, all stainless, so like a flighter style. This is like the Parker Jotter. It has the garbage in there. It has the indented cap, so I forget when year range that was, but it'd be easy to figure it out. Parker and made in the USA. So it's like, it'd be pretty easy to figure out what date range this is. I don't know it off the top of my head. So nice Parker Jotter. It's worth at least 10 bucks, maybe a little bit more. If you look inside, you see it is not a brass thread. Anything with a brass thread, that means it's the more desirable set of jotters. This isn't that, but still nice. Has a kind of old school Parker logo on there. The refill, fine. Pretty cool. See if it writes. And again, I'll put the value on this one at least 10 bucks. It writes, but you're really pushing on it, so barely. And now this is I don't know what this is. I'm gonna say no name. Again, it's like a cross style fake executive pen. Twist, made in China. Nothing fancy here. It doesn't write. Basically zero value on that one. It looks okay. Something like someone at a bank would hand you and not really expect it back. But it's fine. And now we have, this is a cross. I don't know the name. It is Twist. Has some nice soft touch material here. It's hard. Okay looking design, kind of cool. It writes very nicely. So this is a keeper, worth like, I don't know, 5 bucks. Not that I need more cross pens. Cross style refill, so easy to refill. And really good shape, is pretty much new. If I could figure out the name of this, I'll be able to figure out what it's actually worth. But my guess is worth between $5 and $15. Not that it's super scientific, I'm just throwing numbers out there. So just to recap, these things are basically not worth the shipping weight. Maybe this cross is questionable. But we have Rotring Core, worth at least 20. Schaefer, I don't know, call it 5, but for me it's worth easily 6 or 7. Parker Jotter, worth at least 10. And then the cross, call it 5. So that'd be 10. Another 10 is like 20, and then 20 here. Call it 40, maybe. This is not scientific, but I think it's a pretty good pickup. Definitely not one of my best. I'd have much better finds. This one I got really just for the core, which I think is a lot of fun. And you don't see it in the blue too much. Usually you see it in orange, which to me is not desirable. Sometimes in a black, but Rotring Core, very cool. Let me know if you care about pens like this. I think they're super interesting, and they come from a time when I would have bought a lot more pens, but I didn't have pen spending money. So I have a soft spot for these back then pens. Anyway, that's it. eBay lot. Thanks for watching.